So last summer, I finally decided that it was time to get on to the care and maintenance of my poor little Z and the Roadster. So we had this shed built, and the only way we could get the cars inside there was to winch them in with come-alongs, and so we stuck them in here, and I'm attempting to revive the Zeep. Poor little guy, and sitting and rotting. Now we've at least got a roof over him and getting to it. Started pulling out all the stuff from the inside and lowering the gas tank. I did the plug there, unplugged it, and let out what it turned out to be almost nothing, and started loosening the bolts that hold his straps on, and had a rough time with one of them, but have disconnected most of the stuff up above. As you can see, here's the overflow tank. It's got all these connections for the different hoses for the air pollution, so that it returns all the gas that might escape into the air. The overflow tank used to go right there. You can see some of the pipes, hoses that were connected to it. Disconnected some of those. There's the connector to the outside, and then we have the other hoses coming around and going down, and I've got to disconnect that, and apparently you're supposed to lower the tank as you do that. We'll see how that goes. With some of the panels taken off, you can see where the sender unit is there for the gas gauge, and the other side where the strap is hooked on. Gotta completely take that off here pretty quick and see what happens. The filler tube is right there. That was completely seized. I had to cut the bracket, or not bracket, but the hose clamp that was on there, and I had to take that off in order to remove it. Hopefully that won't be too hard pulling that off of there when I lower the tank down. Pulled the plugs earlier. They're sitting there in their proper order, 1 through 6, and removed them earlier. I'm going to see if we can turn the engine. I'm pretty sure it's still just fine. It just sat there. I didn't take the oil out or anything. It was just getting beat up by the sun. Gonna remove the radiator as well and get that fixed with the take that in with the gas tank. Don't know exactly what I'm going to have to do with all the other liquids that go for the clutch and the brakes over there, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to either repair them or well, rebuild them, or possibly get new ones. Not sure which way I'm going to go with that. The interior isn't too bad. I didn't take really wonderful care of it, but it stood up pretty good. And if you look here, you can even see that the where I had the carpet's covered, they were still in really good shape. Guess I'll have to either get new gauges or whatever, because I think I'm going to go with a lot of new electronics that may not work with the old analog gauges. I think I'm just going to leave the seats the way they are. I'll shampoo them and see if that doesn't revive them a bit, and leave them that way at least for temporary. Like I said before, all these master cylinders here are going to need to be rebuilt or fixed up somehow so I can reuse them. Don't know what I'm going to do about the air pollution junk, whether I'm going to keep that or junk it, but most probably do the simplest thing possible. Just want to get this thing running. This is the gas cap that used to be connected there, and used to be a flap on the original that came with it, and it eventually started to crack, so I just cut it off. They make replacements, and once I pull the tank, I'm going to replace it as well. On the driver's side there, in the back, there's an old speaker, and I assume that what I'm going to do is get myself a new one. In fact, I'll probably get two, one for the other side. When they redid the radio, and I got the super fantastic tape player. It was done with these speakers here. They just tore up all the soundproofing and bolted them on. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep those there or not. I'm not crazy about the way they look. Well, it turns out that it wasn't as empty as I thought. Not sure how I'm going to get rid of that other stuff, but it sure looks terrible. I've emptied the radiator now, and getting ready to pull it off. I'll take that and the gas tank in together and have them all fixed up, bring them back, and hopefully get some new hoses and hook it back up. So I thought I'd record just how bad this is, get a good shot of it so that I have a record of how nasty and how much I have to fix. It looks to me that this entire panel here's got to go, and I hope it doesn't go too much further. I think it's better under here for the most part. It's very concerning to me that I'm seeing rust right there, and then there's this spot here that's really bothering me. It looks like it's completely shot in that area. Hopefully nothing much up there, but right there it's bad. And then over here we got the same sort of thing, very much part of the structure, but underneath it seems to be pretty good down here. And then, of course, where all the crap has hit the front. Here in the front again, we've got some there. And then, as you go across this bottom panel, you can see a big old dent where a hubcap came flying across 225 and hit me. I had no time to react. It wiped it out. Bang! I'm sure I'm going to have to get into this area here, all this rubber, well, not all of it, but a lot of it is all shot where those parts are moving, and this was completely replaced recently, so at least my rack and pinion is in good shape, and the boots are still fresh somewhat comparatively. They're not 40 years old at least, but not sure exactly what all is going to need to get replaced in there, but I'll get around to it at some point. And that's kind of down the road a bit. Again, on this side we got that same kind of structural damage in the same area. I got a feeling I can probably just weld some sheet metal in there, and after I cut most of that rust out of there, I'll record here going around and get the entire cabin here. And get the entire engine. Now on the other side, and get the grill on the inside and show the horns and the hinges over there. So I laid down here to get a shot from underneath, and as I was looking up I noticed that the hide key that I put there God knows how many years ago is still there, even after I power washed. I can't believe that it stayed in place. How crazy. I wonder if the key is still in there. Well, there's your answer. No key inside there. How crazy. And here's the suspension on this side. a little more. Get the pan and some of the exhaust there. The headlight. Now looking up inside the engine compartment here. And back at the transmission. Got the headlight on this side. This is the driver's side. And back in there, it's about the same on this side as the other.